Hi, this is Advocate Ismail Wafa, a citizen of India, speaking about happiness. As all of you know, World Health Organization and United Nations has published World Happiness Index and Report, and this is the second piece and a sequel to Ismail Wafa's appeal to all governments to build a happy nation. The most important thing for a human being on this globe is happiness. As I have told you in my first piece, but this thing has not been identified or discovered by the framers of many of the constitutions or 99% of the constitution framers of the world. It was at the instance of Bhutan, a tiny country bordering India. Bhutan suggested that the parameter and criteria for assessing the social and economic development of any country should not be GDP or per capita income. It should be gross national happiness and per capita happiness. And this is true because one has huge amount of money with him. He has no health. He cannot eat and drink. He cannot move. What is the use of this money? And the richest man need not be the happiest man. Who is the richest man in the world? Maybe Bill Gates or somebody else, according to the fluctuation of the share market. And who is the richest man in India? Ambani. Who is the richest man in Kerala? Yusuf Ali. But if I ask a question, who is the richest man in the world? Do you think that people will say the name of Bill Gates, Ambani, or Yusuf Ali? No. In my many seminars and workshops, I have asked the same question. Nobody said these richest people are the happiest people. So money alone will not make one happy. So here I have a holistic happiness theory. Holistic happiness theory. I have been doing research in this field since 1977 when I started my counseling. As all of you know, what is counseling? Counseling is the process of helping people to solve their problems so as to achieve happiness. Counseling is for happiness only. People come to a counselor when their happiness is reduced or eliminated. Then a spark hit my brain and I started researching about this. I did have a lot of literature research, collected many books on happiness, including that of Bertrand Russell, Authentic Happiness. And if you want to be rich and happy, don't go to the school, by Robert Kiyosaki. Yeah. So, It is just like having a recipe for a food. Suppose one want to cook biryani, and if we ask him, what are the things required to prepare biryani? He says, meat or flesh. That alone will not make, that alone will not make good biryani. Somebody said rice. Somebody said cashew nut. Somebody said ghee. No. All the ingredients should be there to make biryani. So happiness is also just like a biryani. There's a recipe for that. And that is my theory. Holistic happiness theory. All should learn that. It is not taught in our schools, colleges, or universities. But I have started an institution by the name Caliph Life School, and we teach happiness. Or one major topic is happiness education over and above the government syllabus. We teach 6 educations: success education, health education, wealth education, value education, relationship education, and happiness education. Maybe Caliph Life School is the only one in the world that teaches happiness education. As far as my knowledge goes, if you know any institution that is teaching happiness, or any universities, any school, any college teaching this subject, as far as my knowledge goes, there is no. So, what I am going to present before you is that there is an holistic happiness theory that I have expounded, and I am advocating that. And what are the modules of that holistic happiness theory? Different approaches of happiness: psychological, philosophical, economical, and religious. Yeah, all different people say different things. But as far as happiness is concerned, it is mainly a psychological subject, because it is a state of mind in which one would like to be. People ask me, sir, how do you define happiness? Happiness is the mental state that man wants to be. There are philosophical definitions, but the philosophical definitions are partial definitions. Economists have their own theory. When need is satisfied, man is satisfied. This is also a partial theory. And religious people have their own explanation. You take, for example, Buddhism. They say don't have a greed for many needs. The second module is test to assess happiness. How to test happiness? World Health Organization just assess the status quo of different countries. That too, giving much importance to external factors. Now, the more important thing is internal factors. Yes, internal factors. Now, principles of happiness. What are the principles of happiness? We should know all the principles of happiness. Then, factors of happiness. What are the factors of happiness? Next is causes of sadness. What are the causes of sadness? For example, poverty, the main cause. Diseases, I'll be enumerating it in my continuing classes. Then, external factors of happiness and internal factors of happiness. Here, the World Health Organization has given much weightage to external factors. No, importance should be given to internal factors. Because whatever problems may be there, whatever adverse situation is there, it affects the mind. If the mind is trained well, nothing will affect them badly. But World Health Organization has forgotten this thing. And in that report, I have copied it. If you want to copy it, World Happiness Index and Report 2020 from Google. You can take a copy. There are 200 pages. Yeah, and go through it. And in their list, Scandinavian countries are the happiest countries: Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and Iceland. And what I have noted in these countries is that these are sex-loose countries. And we all know libido is to be satisfied, sensuality has to be satisfied, and that is the greatest pressure on this globe, we all know. So one of the factors making these Scandinavian countries the sex looseness. I say it is one of the factors, not all. And prostitution has been legalized in almost all these countries. Germany runs state-owned brothels, prostitution houses. And World Health Organization has given us only kind of partial picture. It is not a holistic picture. It is not a total picture. Yes. So, then we need training for happy living. World Happiness Report does not say anything how to make our life happy. I have a training program for that. And that is more important. To my mind, happiness education is the most important education, and that should be taught in schools, colleges, and universities. But this thing has not been identified by the people. They use the word progress. They use the term develop. And one more thing, what I have noted is that the most advanced countries in the world, they don't rank high in the happiness index. Let us see the first 10 happiest countries in the world. I will read it out. The first is country is Finland. Their index is 7.8. 2 Denmark. Third Switzerland. Fourth Iceland. Fifth Norway. 6 Netherlands. 7 Sweden. 8 New Zealand. 9 Austria, not Australia. 10 Luxembourg. Now you see, we have divided countries into 3. Developed countries, developing countries, and underdeveloped countries. But these developed countries are not seen in the first 10. And what does it mean? Material development alone will not make happy. And we were under the wrong notion that materialistic thing is more important. Even in communism and Marxism, you can see they said materialistic development will make people happy. If this thing had been true, what should have been the situation of Russia? Many states of Russia, they departed and formed their own countries. And you know, as far as my knowledge goes, there is no ethics in Russia. The main export is prostitution. Yeah, main export is prostitution. They said materialistic development will make happy. And where does Russia appears in the happiness index list? We have to check it. So I am presenting before you, or going to present before you, an holistic happiness theory. I will be continue with my classes. If anybody or any country, any organization, any university, any college or any school wants any explanation, I can be contacted 0091 9847009508. I repeat 0091 9847009508 or 0091 755 9880200. I have a site too, www.ismailwafa.com. ISMAILWAFA.com. So, what have you understood so far? Now, the philosophical explanation. Philosophers just say only a partial thing only. Yes, economists say only a partial thing only. According to one assessment, Bhutan, the tiny country, is the happiest country in the world. Yes, there is no ordinary democracy over there. It is aristocratic democracy. And people have a wrong notion. Democracy is the best rule for the happiness of the people. No. No, we claim India is the largest democracy in the world. But the position of India is 140. That is one of the saddest countries in the world. Why this thing has happened? We have the largest written constitution, many political parties, many ideologies, many religions, and we are in a pathetic situation. I am sorry to state this. Why? Because giving happiness to people is not the goal of Indian Constitution. In the beginning of the Indian Constitution, we can say, we the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, democratic republic. Yes, democracy is there, secularism is there, socialism is there, not there, but happiness is not there. And to secure to all its citizens justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. What is the need of justice? What is the need of liberty? What is the need of equality? What is the need of fraternity or brotherhood? It is again for happiness. But the main term is not there. And that is what is wrong with many constitutions of the world. And I am damn sure that Many citizens from different countries will hear and listen my speech regarding holistic happiness theory. You just check your constitution. Somebody told me Russia, USA has happiness thing in their constitution, and I will request citizens of different countries to give me an information whether achieving happiness is the main goal of the constitution or not. So it will be helpful to me in my coming classes and lectures, and that will be helpful to you. And I want everybody to give me your ideas about happiness. Even I invite objections to what I say. And one of my class is going to be World Happiness Index criticized. They have failed uh, in explaining happiness in totality. Anyhow, let me conclude my second piece about happiness. Anybody want to know anything regarding happiness? You can contact me the same phone number. I told you 0091 9847009508. I will be pleased to explain any point. Because even you forget about the country. Now I said my country, India's position in the happiness list is 140, 140. But I did the happiness index system. And one more thing I'd like to tell you how this World Health Organization found out the happiness level. They had a scale of 11. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they interviewed only 1,000 people of every country. Whether it is a small country or it's a big country. Whether it is a thickly populated nation or thinly populated nation. The representation is very poor. In Vatican, even in Bhutan, the population is very low. And what about China? What about India? They interviewed only 1,000 people. They asked either face to face or telephonically, and totaled the mark of 1,000 people and divided it by 1,000, and that is the average happiness index. It is not scientific, not reliable, but we appreciate World Organization. At least they gave us a rough idea about happiness. Even my speech regarding that subject is just because of World Health Organization's initiative regarding happiness. Now many countries are thinking about it. In UAE, Dubai, there is a deputy minister for happiness. And I'd like to know, in any country, there is a minister for happiness. Now, one of the states in India is Kerala state. A new ministry has assumed leadership in Kerala. Even I had talked with some of the MLAs to include this subject in their agenda. And there should be a minister, in my opinion, the most important portfolio should be that of a happiness ministers. Because the most important need of man is happiness. I will prove it like this. Whenever we meet anybody, we want about his happiness. In English, they ask, "How are you? I am fine. Thank you. And what about you?" The Arabs ask, "Kaif al hal? Alhamdulillah. Tayyibin. Hayyak Allah." Such a long reply. In Hindi, they say, "Khariyate ka." And what does it mean? Are you happy? In Tamil, they ask, okay, Saukyam Tan. What does it mean? Again, about happiness. There are 7,000 plus languages in the world. In any language, people first ask about their mental health or happiness. Yes. So happiness is the most important thing. One more thing I'd like to tell you how a birth takes place. A birth takes place on this globe out of the pleasure seeking tendency of a man and woman. Are you with me? Even humanity is on the globe just because of happiness, sensual happiness, or sexual happiness. Yeah, I think I'm very clear to you. Okay, let me conclude my second piece of holistic theory of happiness. Thank you very much for listening to me, and you can share this as much as you can, and that will be a great social service. Thank you.